Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to be solving time conversion, it looks like. So what do we got? We've got given a time in 12-hour AM PM converted to military time. Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. Uh, S is a string, so the input parameter for time conversion, which is the name of our function, is going to be just a string. And then it's going to take the form of hour, minute, second, AM or PM. Okay, that will probably come in handy. And then we can convert it and print it into a 24-hour format from there. What's interesting is they say all input times are valid. I'm going to assume that they mean that it will follow this format and not worry about something that says 12, kind of like 12, right? So with that, let's get started. So function time conversion incoming string. Let day night equal. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is that AM PM is going to really tell us do I add 12 hours or not. And so if it's in the morning, we just take off the suffix, the AM or the PM. And if it's in the evening, then you add 12, right? So if this were 7:05:45 AM, it would be the same format, but without these last two characters. So let day night equal last two characters of the incoming string. Then if let's actually make this a Boolean. Boolean true if last two characters are and false otherwise. If day is true, actually if day is false, so if not day, what are we going to do? We will add 12 to the first two characters of the string. Else do and remove suffix. Else remove suffix. Since we're going to do that both cases, we can skip it, and we can skip the else and return incoming string. Okay, so that looks like what it's going to, what we're going to be doing. Now I don't do strings that often, so string length, JavaScript. So that's going to return the length, but what I really want to know Okay, so trying to figure out, extracts a section of a string and returns it as a new string without modifying the original. Without modifying the original. So I can use this, I could use this slice to return the amount of the string that I want beforehand. So the slice could be used here. Can use slice. So the substring, what I'm really trying to figure out is how do I find if an object exists, or if characters exist. Search sounds right. Let's look at search. String, hey Jude. Okay, so that's really regex, which seems like overkill right now. Is there a find? Okay, find string within string JavaScript. Okay, search value start. So this I would expect n to equal 0, 1. Try it yourself. Yes. Okay. So I like the index of. Let's use the index of. Let day equal. Okay. How do I want to do this? Function if incoming string index of am greater than 0, return true, else return false. So what I'm thinking here is that I'm going to look at the incoming string and I'm going to see if I can find am at greater than 0. Because one of the things about the index is that if it can't, method returns -1 for if the value to search for never occurs. So if it's greater than 0, then we know that it's the day, and if it's -1, then we know that it's false. So then if day, I want to take the first 2 characters I want to take the first 2 characters, turn them into an int. So if not day, take first 2 characters, parse int the 2 characters, replace them in the front of the string. Okay, so kind of got a couple things going on here. So I think there was one of these that I was looking at was substring. Okay, so it returns a new string containing the specified part of the given string. So if thinking about this, I can use incoming array substring index start 0 because I want the first 2, and then it will end at 0, 1. So index start 0, 1. Take the first 2 characters. Incoming array, or incoming string, excuse me, substring. Is that what it was? Yes. 0, 1. Let our value equal parse int our value. Let our value int equal parse int our value int plus 12. will be a sub. So I'm saying our value now needs to go up 12 hours because it's not the day. And now let incoming string equal incoming string dot substring start at 2 and go to the incoming string dot length. So I'm altering the incoming string because what I want to do is ultimately concatenate the new hour value with the incoming string. So I'm now going to say hour value int convert a string, convert an int to string. So I'm typecasting in JavaScript. I think yep. So we had already defined our value, so now we're bringing it back, but we're taking a new value for it, and we're going to concatenate that with the remaining incoming string. And then we know, due to the format, if we remember how it's going to look, the last two characters are always going to be AM or PM. So we can now take that away. And now outgoing string, let outgoing string equal to incoming string dot slice start incoming string dot length -2 outgoing string. May not be the most efficient way to do this. I really wanted to make my logic clear, so I've got a couple extra steps in here, but I think this should do it. Let's take a look. Oh no. Okay, so clearly it looks like my issue is actually up here in the AM PM, because I successfully eliminated the string, but I didn't figure out that it was a day. So I'm curious. If I take this, I'm going to now debug. So what I would do is I'd say time conversion of this. I think the logic is pretty sound, but something up here is not right. And frankly, I was kind of, well, this would be an anonymous function, and I'm not totally comfortable with this, so it was something that I was trying. And it seems to be where I was led astray. So yeah, let's see if it's going to work. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it just skips right over that. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that I needed to do this, so let's do this a little bit differently. If incoming return what day. So I just want to have a day value. Day is equal to true. Return. I don't need to return even. I just need to assign. Okay, so that seemed to work, right? We saw that it tried to evaluate this for true. It didn't, so it went to the false. So day is false. Now, if I've got and, true. Okay, so this seems like it's working. If we remember the input output, always capital, you could make it slightly more robust in case someone wants to mess with that. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference here, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to trust that they will always use the capitals as they indicated in the notation. Okay, runtime error. JS38, let our value. Incoming string is not defined. So rather than do that, because I liked my longer nomenclature, I think the issue was that I was trying to define a new variable. Okay, was not expecting that. Let's take a look. Okay, so my hour value is equal to 0. That's not right. Incoming string, substring, 0 to 1. Okay. Okay, so looks like I had a problem with indexing effectively. So our value now equals 07, which is better. Incoming string, I want to start here. The reason I want to start there is because otherwise I'm losing a colon. So our value int, since I'm adding 12 to this always, I don't need to worry about the 0. So that's good actually. Okay. Echoing string looks right. Let's take a look at that now. So the issue was that I was here in rows 38 and 39. My index was just a little bit wrong. And as a result, I was not getting 7, I was getting 0. And then adding 12 to that and messing up a bunch of stuff. Okay, looks like I missed a couple test cases, which is interesting. Wonder why. Let's take a look. So if it's day, else, so this is the edge case that they were talking about for the beginning of the day, else if day and so if it's the day and the first two values are 0, or if it's the afternoon, you don't add 12. If it's, right, because, okay. So if it's 12 a.m., you change that to 00, 0. Yeah, so if not day and so the issue was that if it's the beginning of the day, 12 a.m. should go to 0, so I actually need to subtract 12. And if it's not day, meaning 12 p.m., then I don't want to add 12 to that number, right? Because 12 p.m. is not 24 p.m., so this needs to be not day. Which would be p.m. and anything more than 12, because as soon as it's 12, 12 rolls into 1, and then I would add 12 again. But if it's 12:30, then I actually leave it as 12:30. Whereas here, it's 12 a.m., and the first two strings are 12. So now I'm going to actually subtract 12. And let's give that a shot. So I copied code kind of quickly, so oopsies, wrong button. So what do we have? We have so this is PM, so it should be not day. Okay, but this is clearly not working as I was expecting. So what if, is it because I had that extra? No, okay, so if not day is true, if Great. Okay, so day. Ooh. Okay. So the problem is that it converts it to an int, and I actually really just want I need a second 0. So I'm going to be off. So because the only time that I do anything with the hour value in the morning is with a 12, I can put that all into this if statement, which leaves my hour value at 0, 0. Okay, so let's give that a go. The code just got a lot longer, but it's a little bit more robust, handles the edge cases. Just, you know, part of code. Obviously, if I had more time, I would go back and refactor. Interesting, still missing some edge cases. Pilot message, what's mine? Okay. Okay, so looks like what I had been doing was affecting the string, so I was actually losing a 0, basically, because I was doing my substring even when I didn't need to. So I've now put all of that kind of into this block of code, and I hope that will do it. Still missing my test cases. Right. What's happening? So we would expect this to say 045959. Okay, so day is true. Great. So we skip that and now say let hour value equal to, should be 04. Goes in. So that's going to be 4. We should skip this. Oh, so I assigned it instead of asked if this were true. I was assigning all of my day times to be 12 instead of allowing them to work as or allowing it to evaluate. I was actually saying if our value is assigned to 12, which since I'm assigning it to 12 always would be, then do all these other things, but that wasn't actually what I was trying to do. And so it's ironic because I was actually reading a thread yesterday about someone spending days looking for a debug or debugging a algorithm where that was the exact problem. Fortunately, this was only 70, not even 50 lines of code, so pretty easy to find. Anyway, thanks for watching.